Hi, this is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago, and today we're going to look at Better Call Saul, Season 1, Episode 7. It's called Bingo, and it's very good. Let's do it. Okay, so this episode starts with Jimmy McGill being called over by Mike to represent him during questioning from two detectives from Philadelphia. We find out in the last episode he avenged the death of his son, who was a police officer, by killing the two police officers that he knew did it.
Look, 45 minutes ago, I'm sound asleep. I get a call from Mr. Ehrmantraut. He's concerned. He's getting threatening voicemails from you, accusing him of petty theft.
Of course, this whole thing is a result of them stealing the detective's notebook by spilling coffee on him. We did that in the last episode, Season 1, Episode 6. There'll be a link in the description below where Mike actually specifically asks Jimmy to do that, and he does. Jimmy then makes up some nonsense story that they found it in the parking lot, which nobody believes, but it would take out the theft element of it and sort of puts these cops back on their heels.
Guys, that's all we know. Let me tell you something, Slick. Wait till I get you back to Philadelphia. I'm confused. The state of Pennsylvania can extradite people for returning lost property? Wow, that is one bold legislature.
If you like any of this content, the best way to support me is to hit like, subscribe, and share with friends. This is a powerful moment. There are two detectives. The older one, obviously Mike knows. The older one also knows that Mike did it. He also knows they can't make the case, nor does he really want to make the case, because he knows that the two cops that he killed were dirty and deserved it. So they have this very touching moment where everybody knows what's going on, but they can't say it explicitly.
I don't honestly know. Well, Mike, if she's got nothing to say, this pretty well ends it here. So maybe you should talk to her before we do.
I talked.
Well, the Kettlemans are back in this episode as well, and they're crazy as ever. Here is Kim explaining the bad situation they are in.
I know this is the last thing you want to hear. I think your chances of getting a favorable ruling from a jury are very slim.
What does that mean?
We're not in a great position to win at trial.
So Kim, through tremendous efforts, gets a deal where he would go to jail for 16 months for embezzling $1.6 million, but the Kettlemans are completely unrealistic about it. If you don't remember, the Kettlemans were a client that was really stolen from Jimmy back a few episodes back, and they've been crazy ever since. And as a result of her telling them about this deal, they fire her.
Which would include 16 months in a county facility.
16 months.
Down from 30 years. And you most likely wouldn't serve all of it.
But he would have to say he was guilty.
Admitting wrongdoing and making the county whole again goes a long way here, hence the minimal sentence.
Making the county whole again?
Meanwhile, back at the nursing home, Jimmy's calling the bingo to get some more clients, and it's just delicious.
And the action never stops. I hope you all took your heart pills, because it's almost too much excitement, right? Which one will it be? Say your prayers, here it comes. All right, we've got G48. G as in Guy Lombardo. G48.
After that, the Kettlemans take their unrealistic craziness back to Jimmy McGill, who they were very rude to previously, and try to get him back on board to represent them. And it's fabulous, and it sets up this week's favorite line of the episode.
I'd love to sing my own praises. I doubt I could get you a deal as good as the one she already has.
Okay, we don't want a deal. We want you, our lawyer, to exonerate Craig.
Exonerate? That is a big word, particularly in your case.
There will be no deal.
After Jimmy's very valid point that their case is bad and probably not winnable, Mrs. Kettleman comes back with a good point of her own, which is, you took some of the embezzled money as a retainer, and now you're stuck with us.
There would have to be a full accounting of it. Every penny would have to be present. Every single penny. You understand?
All of it. That includes the 30,000.
Craig, yes, he gets it.
Hey,
This next bit is classic Better Call Saul. Kim is in a lot of trouble because she lost the Kettlemans at her law firm, and she's begging Jimmy to get him back to them. And Jimmy actually decides to have Mike steal all of the embezzled money from the Kettlemans. And under the circumstances, is probably the right thing to do. That gets the Kettlemans to agree to a plea deal that is probably the best thing for them. It gets the case back to Kim, and it gets the money back to society. So everybody comes out better, but in order to get there, Jimmy has to employ Mike to commit a felony.
what are you doing? The right thing.
Finally, the Kettlemans actually get a reckoning on this, and Jimmy tells them they have to go back to Kim Wexler. Of course, they don't want to, but when he tells them that to go check on the money that they embezzled and that it will be gone, they have nothing left. Their last chip is gone. So that sort of resolves a lot of the current issues at the end of this episode.
Luckily, we have a very talented lawyer who has found a way to minimize the damage you've brought upon yourselves.
Oh, you're fired.
Oh, I quit already. No, I'm talking about Kim Wexler now. You're going to go back to her, you're going to apologize for your hasty decision to terminate her services, and you're going to fall on her mercy and take that deal.
The takeaway for this episode is that actually Mike and Jimmy become closer, and he helps him with his problems with the Philadelphia Police Department, and does a good job of it, honestly. And then Mike steps up and helps him out with the Kettleman situation by taking their money from him. And that's I wouldn't say they're on the same team, but they have a healthy respect for each other, and they're both big players, and now they know what's going on, and they've developed some trust. Here at Law Talk, we do a lot of videos answering common legal questions. We also do reviews of law in the movies and then on TV. We also share some of our more interesting cases. We're always putting out new videos. So if you like that, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell.